Hello Cancer, and welcome back to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. To those of you who have been here before, thank you for coming back, and welcome for those of you who haven't been here before. Thank you very much for coming over to check it out and see what it's all about. I am an intuitive tarot reader with over 30 years experience. My name is Colette, and the reading that I'm doing today is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Cancers. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below, and this is a general read for Cancer today. It's probably not going to, or definitely not going to resonate with all you Cancerians out there, but hopefully you will find something within it. So Cancer, interesting. You start with a messenger card and you end with a messenger card, and there's a story unfolding in between. So the first card that we have here for you, Cancer, is the Messenger of Water. Water, of course, being your element. Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio element of water. But what I'm kind of seeing here today is that this here is your energy, and you were kind of, I feel, so before I go on, and I always forget to do this, before I go on, the reading has been set out in 3 sets of 3. So the first set of 3 that I'm going to read is the past energy, the middle set is the present energy, and the last set of 3 will be the future energy, because the past and is creating the present, or has created the present, which is going to carry on to create the future. But of course we do have free will, everything is possible to change. And the past energy doesn't necessarily mean that it was just last week. It could be years ago, it could be childhood, it could just have been last week. But basically what I'm trying to say is that the energy that you're dealing with now doesn't necessarily have to have kind of followed on in a kind of conform kind of fashion. It could be kind of timelines converging and you having to deal with something from your past that was quite a few years back as well, Cancer. So, and that's kind of what I'm feeling here, that this was you kind of doing your thing, Cancer, whatever your thing was, just kind of bumbling along, doing your own thing. And this kind of turned up in your life, this message here, this messenger, and it kind of woke up something within you, is kind of how I'm seeing it today. It kind of brought something to life, something within you that was kind of dormant, because I'm kind of seeing, I often see the Messenger of Water as being just kind of coming out of this sleep type of energy, kind of a dormant energy, or just kind of in the sense that you were just doing your own thing. You weren't, it was almost like you were so used to just doing the same thing over and over again. It's like almost automated, almost kind of just a sense of, yeah, like you could do it with your eyes closed type of thing. It was kind of like, this is my life, this is what I'm doing, I'm just getting on with it. And it feels like it was quite kind of out of the blue that this little message here, this little seahorse messenger, kind of turned up in your life and said, hey Cancer, you know you're doing this, well, how about kind of upgrading it or doing something else with it? There's a sense with the King of Wands here, sorry, the King of Water here, I don't know why I called it the King of Wands, King of Water, which again is your energy. This is the Cancerian energy. King of Cups, Wounded Healer. an energy of somebody who's very caring, considerate, loving, compassionate, kind, wants to just gently kind of look after all of those in their environment. I feel here, Cancer. It's a very kind of caring, considerate energy. And I'm kind of seeing this seahorse and this fish as being very kind of similar, like little messengers here. But I'm also kind of feeling that this was kind of like an upgrade, because it's gone from the messenger of water here to the king of water. So it's like something that you took on. I feel as though it was something that you kind of jumped at the chance to do. That you went full in here. That there was no holding back. And I feel, because you've got the 7 of air here as well, I feel as though it kind of involved lots of other people here as well, Cancer. It involved a lot of other people. There was a feeling of you kind of joining a group or group think, or... But I think it's related to this energy of caring, so it could have something to do with that kind of change in your life, that something changed. You went from doing something that was very dull, repetitive and boring to something that you found a lot more emotionally fulfilling, a lot more of yourself, like you could give more of yourself in this process. And with the 7 of air here, I do feel as though, like, because you can see she's surrounded by all these kind of geese, and they're all kind of looking at her. All these birds are kind of wanting her attention and demanding her time. And there's a kind of look of a kind of like a nursing situation or something here. Something along those lines, something that was very kind of, again with this blue, it's kind of very subtle, it's very compassionate looking colour to me in this card today. And her wings, it's coming over, it's like this guardian angel kind of taking care of all these different people around her. And this again being your energy here. But at the same time, I'm kind of getting this feeling that you had to try and make yourself fit into this situation. That even though it was something that you were fully kind of immersed in and really on board with, on some level, there was still this part of you that didn't quite fit in. Didn't quite kind of... like you stuck out like a sore thumb is kind of how I'm seeing this today. There was something you didn't maybe follow all the rules, or the rules were too much for you, or... But there was something where you... you stuck out like a sore thumb. You were kind of... I get a feeling of really trying to kind of fit in and make it work and be happy there. And I get the feeling this could well relate to a work situation. Sorry about the glare there, it's quite bright, that light. And the lighting outside has changed now as well, so I've had to kind of up the lighting in the room. And I do kind of see this, like this angel, this kind of really this sense of healing somehow, like bringing in this sense of healing, like it all looks very kind of heavenly to me with this card today. But like I was saying, there's also this sense of you still didn't quite fit in. There's something different, something that you couldn't completely get on board with, or that you had to try and pretend to be somebody else when you were there. You couldn't completely be who you are. And so that was the past energy. As we're moving into the present energy, we have the 7 of Earth, which is very similar to me with this energy here as well. Both 7s are both an energy of dilemma, a kind of not knowing what to do next. And in this card, I feel as though you're being kind of taken down another path again. So something else is happening and you're not sure how to respond to it. It's like maybe you've seen something and you're not quite sure whether to talk about it, whether to respond to it, whether it feels like something that has kind of caught your attention. And it feels similar to this energy here, that something's to do with work, I feel. That something's caught your attention that you're kind of debating here what you should do about it. But I also feel as though it's making you uncomfortable. It's a situation that's making you feel uncomfortable. Like you want to do something about it, or you want to say something about it. You want to bring it to other people's attention. But you're not quite sure if it's the right thing to do. And so at the moment, what's at the heart of the reading, and what's kind of, for me, the heart of the reading is where the energy kind of goes in and goes out. It's like a two-way flowing energy here. At the heart of the reading is you wanting to kind of blend in to the background here, is how I'm seeing this. You're not wanting to make a fuss or be noticed or upset anybody. It's like, if you say something, because we've also got the 2 of air coming out after this as well, which is communication. This is something that you're needing to make a decision on. You're either needing, I feel, to walk away from something here. Cancer, you're either needing to walk away from this situation, or you are needing to face up to it. But there's something, I feel, that has happened that has kind of got you in this kind of stagnant energy now. You feel as though you can't move forward with it, because you know that if you do, it's going to upset either way. There's going to be problems, there's going to be consequences here to the action that you take. So at this time, I feel as though you've kind of gone into this energy of just kind of trying to stay out of the limelight, or trying to kind of keep the balance away or the attention away from yourself here. But I do feel as though there's something that you know but you're not wanting to express it. And I think that's also why this Two of Air is in reverse as well here. For me, this is the kind of the hypnotic kind of trance card. It's on her back, she's got this incredible, it's very difficult to see, but there is this incredible kind of pattern as well, which kind of draws you into the whole kind of design, and all those feathers that are kind of very alluring, very kind of hypnotic. For me, this always comes across as the hypnotic card. So it could be that you're also trying to distract, also like with this card, the distracting card, like something has distracted you, something has kind of caught your attention here, and you're maybe also trying to take that attention away from you, because I feel as though these energies are quite similar. In the sense of you're trying, I feel you're trying to distract, or trying to distract, change the focus of attention here. Take the emphasis away from yourself. Maybe give yourself some more time to think things through before you make a decision. But it does feel as though there's a kind of wanting with this Seven of Air here as well. It's kind of, as I was saying, but how you don't feel as though you fit in with this energy here. You feel as though you're having to hide yourself or disguise yourself. It's almost like with this card here, if you make this decision, it's like you're going to expose or be exposed somehow, or very much under scrutiny maybe. Like you'll become the centre of attention. And I don't think that's what you're wanting here, Cancer. I think you're trying to keep out of that kind of centre of attention limelight here. You're just hoping that it's going to fade into the background somehow. But this card is almost kind of saying differently. And the next card that you have moving into your future, the Nine of Pentacles, is again, for me, you trying to hide, you trying to distract, you trying to kind of stay. There's a lot of similar energies here. When you look at all of these, for me, there's kind of a general theme running through them, which seems to be, for me today, Cancer, you trying to just, like here, she's really trying to focus her attention on this, and this being very much the kind of her kind of saying like all of this is just distraction, but this is my focus of attention. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's about this here, the caring aspect, the wanting to look after people, whereas this is kind of something much more. It's like almost in a way, it's all the kind of politics in a way, I would say. The politics, for you it's all distraction is how I'm picking it up. It's kind of all distraction. It's kind of not, but you know as well on another level that it is actually quite important, that there's something. And also maybe that it's going to change your life perhaps if you get involved in it. And that's how it's kind of coming across for me. It's like you don't want to get involved in it. You've seen it, you know something, but you don't want to get involved in it. It's like it's not my problem but you kind of know it is because you're the one that's kind of seen it. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here with this little flower. It's kind of like that is the issue here, if you like. And all you want to do is just, like I was saying, take care. With this king here as well, this is kind of your nature, this caring, like the way he's kind of looking after this little fish. It's like this is your focus, your goal, your intention here. And all the rest of this is just for you, Cancer. I feel it just feels like it clouds everything. It just kind of confuses everything. It just... it's like lots of kind of... is it arguments, or kind of like lots of things in the air all around you, and you're not wanting to get involved, is really how I'm feeling it. It's like it's all going on around you, and you have, I feel, like a vital piece of information about it, but you're keeping stum. And this is the Four of Swords card here as well. You've still got this energy of kind of trying to keep out of it. The Four of Swords is about taking a rest from something. It can also be a healing card as well. But for me today, this is coming through as the feather that you're holding in your hand there is like a vital piece of information. The same as that flower. And you've got hold of it, and you know you've got hold of it. You know you have it, Cancer, but you still don't want to divulge it. You still don't want to get caught up in it. That's kind of how I'm feeling. It's kind of all of this stuff here is getting caught up in it, in your head. You're thinking, I don't want to be there. I do not want to be a part of that. I want to just do my own thing. I just want to have my own self-worth, my self-esteem intact. You're not wanting to be and it's not like it's you as such. It's like because you've seen it, or you've recognized something, or you've known something, or maybe somebody's even told you something. But I'm feeling like it's a vital piece of information. And on some level, you know that you're going to have to divulge it. We have the Messenger of Earth here as your final card. So we go, like I was saying, we go from this messenger of water to this messenger of earth energy. And I think when you first started out, it started out like something, like the whole idea when the message came through of you kind of, and I feel it is like an upgrade that happened, like I was saying, something that changed in your life that kind of upgraded what you were doing and what you were about. But you didn't realise how much it was going to change everything. Because you are very good at what you do as well. You're very good at what you do. But the messenger of earth energy for me here, again, it's like keeping stum. It's like, you know. And it's also like the feelers are out here as well. It's kind of this sense, you're kind of sensing things, you're kind of picking up on things. It's like you've got your senses are alert. And I also feel, again, this kind of uncomfortable energy. This uncomfortableness of not feeling as though you can settle, you be yourself. it's not allowing you to feel grounded or even happy in what you're doing, I feel as well. That it's kind of lost a sense of purpose for you. And the pleasure that you were getting from it, you're no longer getting from it because of all of this. And this is what's coming in, because this is future energy. So this is what you're going to have to deal with, I feel, Cancer. And it does feel like a situation at work. It could be family orientated. It could be friends. I don't feel as though it's relationship. It feels more like a situation, a group situation, family maybe, work, quite likely, is how it's kind of coming through for me today. So let's see. So we have the Three of Cups come out with the Messenger of Water. And so that's what I was feeling about the celebration, about you kind of getting this message and feeling really pleased about it, and it kind of upgrading your life in some ways. And it was very, you were really pleased. It was all celebratory. It felt really good. It felt like your life was kind of flowing in the right direction. Like you'd finally decided or made your mind up about something, or something had kind of allowed you to take things in a different direction, but it felt good. It felt good. It felt like the right thing to be doing, Cancer. So let's see why the King of Water is here. What does the King of Water want to say? King of Water. This loving, compassionate, caring, considerate, intuitive, knowing energy. And you have the Six of Discs in reverse. So this is what I'm feeling and picking up about the energy of you, because this is like a natural healing energy in many ways. It's an energy of balance, of give and take, of fairness and harmony. But it's in reverse. And so I see this as your kind of energy, Cancer, of being that kind of natural healer who's kind of drawn to helping others. But there is another aspect of the King of Cups as well, because he's known as the wounded healer for a reason, because he's very good at focusing all his attention on other people and not so much on his own needs. And so you could have got yourself into a situation here as well where you're giving too much of yourself here, Cancer. Where your energy has been possibly, your energy has been like abused because of your nature, like your nature has been abused here. In the sense that somebody has just been taking and taking and taking. And again, I feel it's either family or work situation here. And again, I feel, you know, because you are good at what you do, it's that kind of situation of, oh, just go and ask Cancer because they'll do it. Cancer knows. Cancer's really good at it. Cancer's this, that and the other. And because of your nature, you just give. And give and give and give and give. But like I was saying, you're not very good at receiving. And maybe that's what this is saying here, is that you're not receiving what you need. And that may be also why I was picking that up with this energy here, that you're no longer actually in a balanced situation here. That your energy is being I just get a feeling of being abused, of it just being kind of taken for granted in that sense. And again, it's in reverse, the Three of Wands, and I'm getting the same kind of feeling here as well, as I was saying, you know, kind of like Cancer will do it all. Because that's what I'm seeing here, is this kind of woman who's kind of, she's got children and she's taking care of them. But it also feels as though there's kind of a lot of activity around her as well, like she's kind of balancing or not balancing here her creative kind of, it's like it's being drained, it's being overly, so I'm kind of feeling she's being overly what's the word I'm looking for here, overly worked possibly, because it's wands, it's Three of Wands, it's creativity, it's driving as in doing lots of things, it's kind of also possibly a new idea or a creative project that you were really interested in or involved with, which kind of has turned upside down for you in a way. And again, I feel it's to do with this group energy here. And again, it's that same, it's a similar kind of energy of, you know, Cancer will just do. But I do get the feeling that it's draining. Again, it's exhausting. It's kind of getting to a stage where you're possibly even questioning it yourself, or you have done in the past. And over the top of this Seven of Earth, we have the Devil card in reverse here. So interestingly, the Devil card, the Devil energy, if you look at it upright, it is a system of top-down authority. It's basically showing how things work, how things run. And I'm getting that feeling of work here, of it being this top-down. And it may be Cancer, but whatever it is that you've seen or become aware of or recognised has got something to do with the boss. Something that you know is going to cause problems with this Devil energy as well, because this is very much about kind of a traditional energy, an energy of like not like everything's in place for a reason kind of thing, like, you know, it works because that's how it's always been. There's always been this top kind of dog, so to speak, who kind of gives his orders down to everybody else, and everybody else does what they're told, and it's very kind of similar to a work situation in that sense. And that's kind of what I'm picking up, is that it's almost like it's going to break a link in the chain or something, like something's going to like it's going to cause a lot of problems within this whole setup, is kind of how I'm feeling it. A lot of problems. Which is why you, Cancer, are kind of trying to stay in the background here and just focus. I feel as though you're kind of focusing on this light here. Just kind of trying to stay out of that spotlight, as I was saying earlier. But that's kind of what I'm picking up, is that whatever it is that you know, it has got something to do with the boss, I feel, or authority. An authoritarian figure, somebody who's got a lot of control possibly over the whole like setup here. And possibly somebody who could make your life very difficult as well, Cancer. Which could also be another reason why you're kind of holding back, because you also do have the Hierophant, which is the traditional card. It is the card of tradition and things kind of running a certain way for a certain reason, and everything being set in stone, and you don't upset the apple cart, and you keep everything running smoothly because that's how it's always been. And who the hell do you think you are, Cancer, to come in and kind of totally throw it all out of sync, or all out of balance, or all out of, which is kind of what I'm feeling here with this card here as well. And I feel if that hasn't happened yet, then you're very aware of the possibilities of all of this and the consequences of all of this. It's almost like, for me, this character here in the middle, this Hierophant character here, who everybody kind of has put their faith and their trust in, is also the same character here at the top of this tower, so to speak, this kind of pyramid here. But this person has almost made themselves, like, you know, I mean, they are above everybody else, but kind of to the point where they feel as though they're untouchable, or they're, you know, they're getting away with something that they possibly are even aware that they're doing as well, and that they shouldn't be. Which is another reason why you want to just hide in the background here, Cancer. I feel. But another thing with the Hierophant as well is that kind of this scroll here speaks of something coming to light. It speaks of knowledge. It speaks of kind of realization, of seeing something differently, that you now see something differently to how you saw it before. It is with the Seven of Earth. It's almost like something that has awoken something within you, but at the same time it's kind of made you want to retreat and just kind of, like I was saying, disappear into the background here. You don't want to be centre of attention. So we have the Nine of Discs twice. Again, in reverse. Twice in reverse. So this, I feel, is you kind of really wanting to just focus your attention on your material wealth. It's like, you know, this is my job, this is my stability, this is my where I find my self-worth, this is where I kind of can focus my attention. This is where I put my energy. But it is, again, it's in reverse, and it's over the Two of Air here. So as I was saying, this card for me is you kind of wanting to stay out of that spotlight, but you're kind of... Again, I get, you know, you're kind of very aware that there will be consequences either way. But a decision has to be made. And it is, I feel very strongly that it is to do with work. It is to do with how you make a living. And you know on some level that it's going to change things. Especially with the Nine of Earth coming out twice, Cancer. Again, there's just this kind of feeling of I just want to focus on this. Because if you look here, she's just very focused on that map down there. Almost like it's like a for me, it looks like a dartboard or like a target. And maybe that's what you're trying to not be. You don't want to become a target. You don't want to become that target. So maybe, Cancer, that's why you're kind of trying to steer clear of everything that's going on around. But I also feel as though you're kind of seeing things differently now. Now that you've seen or heard. But I feel it's more something that you've witnessed. And now that you've done that, it's like you've kind of, it's opened you up, opened your psyche up somehow. It's kind of opened another level of understanding. You're seeing things clearer, and yet at the same time you're not wanting to acknowledge that, I feel. Yeah, you've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. So yeah, you've got clarity here. You have definitely got the clarity here, Cancer. Something has transformed. Something has really come to light within you. And it's interesting again because there's that shape, and I'm seeing that here as well. You've definitely got clarity. And you're very much in that energy of knowing, but it's like now that you've got this, you don't know what to do with it. You don't want, in fact, you don't want to do anything with it. But it has kind of opened your eyes. And we also had the Four of Cups come out with this as well. And for me, this in reverse is about you feeling as though you're possibly fighting a losing battle, that stream is going to take you downstream rather than upstream. Or take you like it's kind of going to just, like when the truth comes out here. Because the Fours are a challenging energy. It's like you can hide it for so long, but it is going to come out. And you kind of know that already. Because you've got the Daughter of Discs, which again is this messenger of air energy here. So I feel as though you're kind of prepared or preparing yourself for something here. Again, this kind of, if you look at that, that energy there, for me it looks very much like this sword energy, this clarity, this kind of knowing, this perception, this knowing, having seen something. No longer being able to hide something. And something, it looks like a rattle here as well, like something is being called in. Like attention, somehow. And I feel as though you kind of know that it's coming. And the Six of Swords over the top of the Four of Swords, or the Four of Air here. It could be, Cancer, that you will decide to move on from this. That you may well decide that it's not worth the aggravation, it's not worth the... Because this is the card which I was saying is the vital piece of information that you hold. It's like that feather that she's holding in her hand. It's the kind of last piece of something that's going to open up. It feels like it's going to open up a whole can of worms. And with this Daughter of Disc, you may also be kind of asking for outside information or help here. Or wanting to, but I don't feel as though... I feel as though it's something that you may have told a few people, very close friends or family, but it's something that you're kind of reluctant to talk about, I feel here. With this Six of Swords energy as well. But it could be that you're going to have to kind of get to the point that you know, it's going to get to that kind of everything all, because I see this as all the energy being focused in one place. Even if it's upside down, it doesn't really make any difference, upside down or up the right way. It's kind of saying, you know, that sooner or later, all that energy that is focused here is going to have to be released. And it could also be a sense of things just kind of spinning around in your head here as well. Like you've got this information and it's just because if you look at those swords, they do look very similar to feathers as well, rather than swords. Just kind of keeping everything up in the air, it feels. Spinning round, things just kind of spinning round and round and round in your head. So let's see why the Messenger of Earth is. What is the likely outcome here for you, Cancer? What is the best? Okay. We have the Star energy, which is kind of saying that I feel as though it's kind of saying you need to release this, whatever it is, you need to allow yourself to trust the process here, because you also have the Eight of Discs, which could be you starting something new somewhere else. There's also a healing here as well in the Star energy. Over the top of the Messenger of Earth, which is that kind of holding this back, holding it all back, like kind of holding back your life in a way, it feels like. Wanting to move on, maybe, wanting to kind of... It feels like a release to me. Because if you look at her in the water, she's got all these kind of little lines all around her body, around her head especially. So it feels as though, like, once you do, if you do come to the conclusion that, you know, you've got to kind of say something here, which is how it's kind of coming across, say something. be strong. There's a sense of independence with the messenger of earth as well. Of finding your core center here as well, and being strong, which you may not feel like you are at this time, Cancer. You may not feel like that at all, but I feel that once you do, it's like something will be released. It's like all of this pressure, that's how I'm kind of feeling it, all this pressure will kind of be released, taken away from you, and you'll just feel that it was the right thing to do. But standing up to this, I feel, because like I said, the Eight of Discs comes straight after that. And the Eight of Discs is about you kind of working on something fresh and new. It may be, like I was saying, that you will decide to walk away from where you are now and find somewhere else because you don't feel happy in the situation that you're in. And maybe even just that, maybe even just kind of walking away from it will be enough, Cancer. Maybe just walking away, and but somehow I don't think it will. Somehow I think it will eat into you. Yeah. Because you got the Nine of Swords that's just come out after that as well, which kind of shows me that you will still be entangled if you don't do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, regardless of what it may cost, work-wise, possibly friend-wise, if you don't do the right thing, then you're going to feel like that you're just completely entangled. You won't be able to let it go. It will just kind of eat away at you, entangle you in it mentally. You're kind of, you won't forgive yourself either, I feel, Cancer. I feel that you will become your own worst enemy. There's a sense of knowing the right thing, and the fact that you will have to live with yourself as well. And I think that's the hardest part here, is that knowing that if you don't do the right thing, you've got to face you every day. And you're not going to be able to justify it to yourself either with the Nine of Swords. It doesn't matter which way you look at it, it will still make you feel unhappy with your decision. And so we have the Fool, which is a new beginning. It is in reverse, so there is a sense here of it being kind of, you know, a beginning that in some ways is being forced on you. You feel as though you're having to kind of take this leap of faith, if you like. It's not something that you are, that you have kind of chosen to do as such. It's more a sense of, I was forced into this position by somebody else's actions, and now I'm the one that's having to kind of deal with that, or the consequences or the fallout from that are the ones that I'm having to live through. But it is a new beginning. It is a new start. And I do feel that it is about you making the right decision here. And knowing what you have to do, Cancer. which isn't easy. Because I also feel with this Three of Wands as well that you kind of feel as though you've put a part of yourself into this. That this is about you, your time, your energy, your creativity has been kind of very much like helping to build what is there now, in a sense. So what does Abraham, these cards are the Ask and It Is Given cards by Abraham Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham, Esther and Jerry Hicks are, Esther Hicks channels the entity or the energy that is known as Abraham Hicks. And so the first card that we have here is I have the ability to direct my own thoughts. And it says, let me just see if I can read this in this light. You have the option of observing things as they are, or of imagining them as you want them to be. And whichever option you choose, your thoughts produce a vibration within you that equals your point of attraction. And then circumstances and events line up to match the vibrations that you have offered. Which I kind of feel is something to do with this energy here, of you having kind of observed something here and not being able to ignore it. And because you can't ignore it, that vibration within you is becoming kind of like you very entangled in all of this. So it's upsetting your vibration here as well, Cancer. And so your focus of attention is very much on that. And the fact that you're not speaking about it is not helping the situation either, because you're kind of holding it all in. And the next one, sorry, is behind my every desire is my desire to feel good. And also, I think, to help others feel good as well. So it says, there is no desire that anyone holds for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the achievement of it. Whether it is a material object, a physical state of being, a relationship, a condition, or a circumstance, at the heart of every desire is the desire to feel good. And I think that's what this star energy is saying here as well. That this is what you need to do to release this. You need, in order to feel good, which is what you really want to do, you need to resolve it within you. You need to do the right thing, Cancer. So, I hope that this reading has been of some help to you, Cancer. If it has, please could you like it up for me, because it really helps. The more thumbs it gets, the more it gets put out there into the bigger YouTube world. Thank you very much to those of you who have thumbs up and liked my videos. I really do appreciate it. It really does help me to get my videos out to a broader audience, so that other people can then see my videos, hopefully come back to my channel and subscribe. For those of you who have subscribed recently, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. My channel is growing slowly, but it's growing, and it's very exciting for me. And I'm really enjoying having you on my journey with me and helping me to grow my channel. So if you haven't subscribed to me yet, please could you also do that too. There is a subscribe button on the videos now, so you can just tap that and you will be able to subscribe. And also a little bell thing comes up, I believe, where you can tap the bell and get future videos as and when I put them out there. I do all the new moon and the full moon videos, both astrology readings and the tarot reading part of it as well. And also all the zodiac signs as well, both general reading and a love reading. So if you haven't been to my channel before, they're all there. I have playlists, you can go and check them out and see whether they resonate for you. There's no dates on any of my readings either, because I think that if the message is there, if the title attracts you and you think, that could be something that's affecting me at this time, then give it a watch. And if it helps you, then please, again, thumbs it up. Also, if you learn anything through listening to my videos, could you thumbs it up as well for that reason, just because it helps to get more thumbs. As I was saying, it's why us YouTubers are always constantly saying, please thumbs up, like our videos, because it does help to get them out there to a wider audience. So Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. Please also comment if you feel like commenting. That's really nice to get a comment as well, and just kind of know what's going on with people out there rather than me just sitting here staring into a camera. It's nice to get some feedback. So take really good care of yourselves at this time, Cancer, and please also take really good care of anybody else around you. And I really hope that you manage to sort out this issue. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care.